Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. In today's episode, it is 6 p.m. Uh, Sunday, I think. Let me look. Yeah, Sunday. And I'm me. Good to see you. What's happening? Nothing new with me today, as usual. I mean, like every day there is probably something new, but it's not something that is. I am not a person who has stayed the same for the past like 3 months. However, I open every single one of these videos with not much new with me because uh, little things change in my life, but nothing particularly large. Anyway, how you doing? I'm doing fine. I had plans over the weekend. I had plans yesterday and today to go on like a 30-minute drive with some friends from high school to get ramen, and then they got canceled both days. So I'm not that upset about it because I don't love. I like the drive wasn't something I was super looking forward to, but I was kind of looking forward to getting some ramen. That's what's new with me. That's what's happened to me lately. But we're looking to reschedule the next week, so it should be easier, maybe. Something to look forward to at least. Anyway, how you doing? I'm all right. What I want to talk about on that topic is commutes. How far do you think you are willing to drive, like by choice, recreationally? Because I think that everyone has a different limit. In terms of like driving to get food like this, I think that my max is, if I'm driving, it's probably about 45 minutes. If I'm carpooling or like someone else is driving, I honestly, I don't care. I will go for as long as someone else wants to drive. But me driving, I think driving is very stressful. So it's not my favorite thing to do. And as a result, I like to keep it to around 30 minutes. Much beyond that, it's like, I don't know, you're contributing a pretty big part of your day at that point. Uh, I mean, I go to school two times a week right now. I have to drive up there, and it's like what? It's about 2 hours out of my week that I spend in the car. I think of it as a negative, but some people may not think of it as a negative if you like to just listen to things. Like if you would just be like driving isn't that bad if your day at home would be like laying in bed listening to something, right? Because you know, you can do that while driving. And so I've kind of reconciled it a little bit, but I do feel like I lose out on some time in my day. And ideally, optimally for me, I like drives to be about 15 to 20 minutes. I think that that is the exact amount of time. Well, not exact because that's a range, but like that's how much time that I like to spend on driving personally. Below that, I actually don't like. Also, like a 5-minute drive is like, what the hell's the point? I'd rather walk maybe, but it depends. Anyway, let me know. Give me your driving thoughts. Your thoughts about driving, not the thoughts that drive. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Exile Melting, Exile Awoken, Double Barrel, Shadow, Diligent, Molten Encasement, Restoration, Detonation, Votivary. Had to drag out the intro so that this video made it to the average video length. It's a little fade day. You remember in YouTube history when videos had to be 10 minutes? I remember that stuff. It was weird. I don't think it's like that anymore. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to take Cheater's Hand because it is undeniable that Cheater's Hand is good with Little Fade. And yeah, I was actually thinking, we have Exile Awoken. I haven't played it in a while. Let's play Little Icarus. I have Cheater's Hand as well. We're just going to take it nice and slow. Scale Fade up, not take armor. Everything's cool. Little Fade is definitely one of the more interesting champions in the game. Cheater's Hand makes things much easier because I just put her or keep a Molten Encasement on top every turn. Like this draw would normally be very bad, but it's actually fine. You want to see something a little fancy here? You want to see a little trick you can play? I also love Spike's Fade with Exile Awoken because you can Root Seeds enemies. I actually think it's terrible and I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to let this guy walk away. But if I had a little more spikes, it could be cool. Yeah, it could be cool. I don't think there's anything too snazzy we can do there. But hard to say. Like, I could do it to him now. actually. And I would get this kill, because it's... Oh, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. That's 26. He's at 30. Yeah. And not 26, I have 28. Yeah. So we just ignore that enemy. Fire up little fade. I'm going to take 2. Could have put a train steward up there. I can do it like this now and it's okay. One thing I have to remember for myself here is that today I disabled my numpad. I didn't really disable it per se, I switched it from like normal numpad mode to fill in for the mouse. And so what's gonna happen, because I did it because I was playing RuneScape, if you're wondering. I've been playing a little bit, and it's a lot easier to just press 5 on the numpad than it is to keep my mouse stable. And so I have to remember at the end of the episode, and I'm just saying this vocally for myself now, remember at the end of the episode that I will not end the recording if I press that button, because it's disabled. I use the numpad for that. Do I need molded? I think it's fine. It's Diligent Seraph as well. I think Vine Grasp is good. Classic play. Kill Fade turn 1 and just insta-reform her. Not bad. Unit drafts don't matter, but magic shops also don't matter. This run is kind of just up in the air. But like nothing I can take here makes a big difference. Multi-strike? Yeah, whatever. Awoken Hollow, Thorned Hollow, I'm okay. Like, it just doesn't matter. Maybe I should actually take Awoken Hollow. Yeah, I should take Awoken Hollow to make the next combat not so bad, but... Yeah, that's a mistake, and I'm probably going to eat some damage for it, but with Cheater's Hand, my fears are a little bit less. But let's give ourselves a slight buffer here and give a Train Steward +10. And we'll call that okay. Take no pack shards and hope for a clergy fight, though. This one's fine. Again, I'm just gonna skip every trial, because any trial that makes the enemy stronger is just not worth. Put the Train Steward away here, because check it out. Right, you go little fade, kill, reform, and now she kills both of these redirectors. I can just ignore the protector if it seems pertinent to do so. I think it does, and we pace this wave as well. But oh yeah, and the spikes are gone, so I don't even need to kill the protector. I should play the Train Steward to help with the boss, but I did not look at which boss it is. Primitive mold goes away. We're chilling. Which boss is it? It is Spike's boss. That's fine. I mean, with the Cheater's Hand, my early game is significantly better. It's a question of, do I want to greed Little Fade top or the Priest, or do I want to play it cool? And I think the answer is I should play it cool and just kill bottom floor here. Yeah. Maybe she would have been fine, maybe not. It's like, it's a small difference, and this is a moment of real life optimization. I could work out, I could sit down, and I could write the math out to figure out if I would kill that top floor enemy or not. But I don't think that this little fade run is going to hinge on those 2 spikes. If it does, you know what? You got me. You're not wrong. Like, it is correct. I should have at least checked, right? But the odds are... I don't want any of these. There's like, when you think about it, there's 4 outcomes. It doesn't matter, it does matter. I can kill him and I can't kill him. And you extrapolate those out together. I'm gonna spend my time mostly looking at artifacts. Yeah, Root Split Mask is cool. Don't care about the unit draft. I should pick something, but... yeah, I don't want more cards. This is the thing. I just don't need them. My fate is scaling alright. And I'm not really afraid. I honestly don't even know if I want to take Husk Hermit here. I know I said I should take something, but I should take something. Yeah, I should have a unit just to catch any sort of stragglers. He doesn't hurt. But yeah, Basically, when I look at that last choice that I made, the last one that actually mattered, I should say, the one about if I try to play Fade top 4 or not, I'm probably gonna have to spend like 2 or 3 minutes really sitting down and doing the math to figure out if it's worth it. And like, I don't know, man. The odds are really high that it doesn't make a difference in the run as a whole. So I don't feel like it makes a whole lot of sense for me to spend time on it. Because of the root split mask, I'm actually pretty comfortable to play Fade top 4. Normally I'd be worried because enemies are just gonna walk by and I'm not gonna have as much time to kill everything, but root split mask gives Fade 2 rounds to kill things instead of 1. Exhibit A, this Forged Disciple. 255 looks pretty good. You may as well... No, actually don't look to kill the Forged Disciple, because if the Forged Disciple dies, it's to Husk Hermit, which I do not want to do. Yo, I've actually never seen that. Wait, that's kind of sick. I didn't know that could happen. It makes sense. Like, as I watched him go up there, I went, yeah, this is what's gonna happen. But I still didn't know it would happen like that. 2, 4, 6... 9, 12, 15, wow, exact lethal, really good. This fight is playing out as well as we could hope for. Fade's getting every kill, like every single kill is going to Fade. The Husk Hermit's just kind of chilling. Here's where it gets a little bit questionable now. This is where you really gotta stop and think. If I play Fade here, she'll be full health. Okay, yeah, I can put her in front, and the secret tech... I have one coming up, right? It's to play a Molten Encasement in front of her. Yeah. My mouse just died? Ah, hello. Welcome back, mouse. Put Vine Grasp away. Yeah, I should have Vine Grasp here. Alas, I do not. Put away Train Steward is fine. Too bad this doesn't count as a kill, but Fade got so many kills in this fight that I should just make sure that I don't die now. Oh, burnout. Oh, I greeted a little too much. I didn't think about the fact that she has burnout. That's my bad, and I will go ahead and now replay the fight. You got me. I forgot that she would burn out. Didn't think about that. Thought I had it all figured out. It doesn't matter too much. It's a pretty quick fight to play out. I got a little too greedy there. I'll admit it. A Spike's Fade classic. I got a little too greedy. And then yeah, she goes mid floor, you kill the bomb. I'm basically gonna play it out exactly the same, but I'm just gonna not greed for those last 4 kills. It's the hardest part about Spike's Fade, and I'm pretty sure if I were playing this run just for myself, I would never die there, because I would just leave. But when I think about this run today, for me, is like, how do I give myself the biggest spikes number? Because that's all that I really have to think about, you know? Of course I win this run, unless every run's losable, as you can always find. Or as you can often find. But sometimes you take the big risks to get the big spikes numbers. I'm gonna put away Primitive Mold, and then like another thought here would be that I could have put back Molten Encasement, but like you lose to the burnout for sure. For sure you lose to the burnout. Is that 19? This is bonus, yeah. So I can probably go top 4 after this round. Yeah, almost certainly I can go top 4 now. I had to give up 3 kills for it though, so is it really worth it? Yeah. No. I feel like you're right usually to give up spikes on Fade just to be sure you don't die, because you gotta make a lot of judgment calls. Well, you don't have to make a lot of judgment calls, you can just sit down and do the math, but as I discussed at the end of combat 2, I'm not about to do that shit. I could take Wickless Baron, but I think that this run reaches the point where I don't need anything. Like, it's all draw, but I'm gonna end up overdrawing, interestingly enough. And let's go left. Clear out a few stewards. Thinking about that the first time around, I bet if I slowed it down a little, I mean, 100% if I slowed it down a little bit, I would have been a-okay there. Another thing I have to watch out for is getting to 100 pack shards. That is another real threat. Let me look ahead here. So I can take, I need to leave in, I'm going to want to put like Train Steward onto Votavary, Train Steward onto Husk Hermit for 50 pack shards, or maybe Molten Encasement onto Molten Encasement, something like that, right? For 50. And then the rest of it's kind of whatever. I'll go ahead and give the Husk Hermit a large stone. I don't think he needs it, but like, no, why not? My man's earned it. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I don't want to spend money removing units yet. Oh, huge. I almost said, now show me a Light Harnesser fight. This fight is like, if you're having a bad Spikes Fade run, this fight just wins you the run usually. Because Fade almost always has enough to kill 35 health. I don't even really want to keep Votavary in the run, do I? Sorry, I was overcome with a need to cough. I didn't want to get you there. What am I doing? I'm putting away... Putting away root. No, I'm gonna put away dead weight. So the only problem is this one Light Harnesser. I should have put my Husk Hermit top floor, and then there would be no problem. I'm gonna be threatened by a lot of damage on Fade, so she's going to, as a result, get less kills. These are all true facts. I think, again, I just accept that I have made a mistake, and I'm actually not sure if Husk Hermit even would have been enough, right? Because what does he do? Honey? Put away Restoration Detonation, and then I kill this guy? I think so. Because he's gonna hit my Train Steward. I mean, if he walks up now, there's no doubt I made a fatal error. Yeah, we're good. Husk Hermit would have made... No, Husk Hermit would have killed for sure because of Root Split Mask. Yeah. But it's fine. He's dead. Now I get to play Husk Hermit down here. Little Fade burns out. I should pick up a Burnout Extender, huh? I should also put away Molded there. I'm having a real issue of... Oh, Fade would have killed if I didn't put her behind the Husk Hermit. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. It's close. Her spikes aren't super good yet. I mean, they're great for the time. They're like 80-something or 90-something, right? Now, unfortunately... I should probably start taking cards like Pyre Shards for Seraph, but also I can probably just choose what I consume with Cheater's Hand. Let me hit the left path. So first things first, I want to make an infusion. And I'm just going to do like Steward in the Hermit or something like that. Could do Votavary in the Hermit, could do a lot of things. I'm going to do Steward in the Hermit. And then let's go to a nice even 50 with a Spell Chain Molded. Keeps the enemies reasonably weak for Fade and lets me get to 100 through just one more infusion. And we're gonna remove... I was gonna remove Restoration Detonation, but it has really pulled its weight. Let's remove one Molten Encasement and the Train Steward, and then our last infusion will be Votivary to Molten Encasement to give it Endless. There's Endless here, but I don't really want it to have Endless, but I want it to be an option in the worst of times. I think the only problem with this run is Diligent Seraph. Yeah, that's alright. I think the other problem is that I need to take more burnout. Oh hey, Wax and Spike. Sure. I can freeze it so that I can use it into Relentless if I need it. I don't think I'll need it. Like, I have Reform. It's only really a problem on the Divinity, but the Divinity doesn't really give Spike's Fade much of an issue because it hits every round. Now, I took Multi-Strike into Sycophants. That is true. I did do that. We'll see how it pans out. I took it because typically Multi-Strike is a positive, because enemies hit twice means more damage into them through Fade. However, as you can see, big number not so good. We have Root Split Mass though, so I feel like I have plenty of time. Really, like, the thing about monstertrain right now, a run like this, is I'm pretty sure what I'm doing here is fine, but I'm not 100% sure. And if I lose this run, it's gonna be a real shame. Yeah, I don't think I care. I can Vine Grasp the 9 times too, but I don't actually think I want to. Well, I guess I could, because it's just gonna die to Husk Hermit anyway, huh? Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Husk Hermit actually not really hurting me. He's still important, I think. That's better. Why does she die 2 times 4, 2, 4, 16? Oh, because it's 2, 6, 9. Oh, wow, that's really weird. Okay, so the reason Fade dies here is because the defender dies first now instead of after combat, giving the tank enough armor to live the first hit and hit a second hit of 6, and then 9 finishes it off. Because I was like, 2, 6, 9 is 17. That's not enough. It was actually 2, 12, 9, which is a little more, isn't it? You know, I want to put Fade top 4. I'm pretty sure I can get away with it. Again, I just Root Seeds up enemies. Now he gets this. There we go. I need Fade to die there so that she can get replayed on the Sour of Sorrow. Like, it's a little bit of a thinker to get these kills, I gotta tell ya. Gonna let it rock. Hey, Wax and Spike if I need it. But we're also at 122 here, so I'm feeling pretty good. Mold Braces. I think it's a skip. Interestingly, the multi-strike did in fact help me. It made it so that my Fade died on a turn where she wouldn't otherwise have died. So I lost a little value early, taking Snare for Diligent Seraph. I lost a little value early and then gained it back later in the fight. I'm gonna go look for any Spike Relic here. Her Talisman does almost nothing, but I think it does enough. Combustible wax is good because I'm having trouble with Fade burning out. I will take it. Votive Key, Hell's Banners, Sap Tap. Votive Key is not good with Little Fade here. Sap Tap, I have no healing, I don't need energy. Petrified Crucible is what we're here for. This is gonna be a little silly. It is Arcus who's a little scary, but it's Shadow Arcus who is less scary. Because Shadow Arcus has easier waves. Lower health means more Fade kills. Go get him, champ. I'm kind of feeling like I should get rid of the Husk Hermit. I'm gonna ignore that Absolver up here, or rather I'm going to ignore getting him with Little Fade to stop the flow of curses now. Here's where extra burnout's a little less good as well. Fine, right? Like, it's fine. Sometimes Fade's not going to die on turns where she would die otherwise, but I think it's a worthwhile trade. Okay, I play her mid floor, but an important piece of playing her mid floor is to make sure she dies this turn. And I'm just gonna let these enemies walk up and fight Fade. Like so. 6-10-1. A shame. I'm gonna kill the curse because I'm not gonna follow it up. I'm going to keep Fade mid floor. I think. I mean, yeah, I kind of feel like there's no reason to move her top yet. I could be fighting for 1 or 2 more kills here, but that's already been a mistake once. I don't need to make it a mistake again. We can just fight. We can give up a kill or 2. That's a mistake. We can give up a kill or 2 in order to be sure that I don't die to Arcus here. Counting. I accidentally put this weight of contrition away. That was autopilot. I do believe that I need to give Arcus a lot of respect, considering he kills Fade in 1 hit. Like, I need to give him the maximum respect. He's basically the whole reason for Husk Hermit. And, like, all of these other cards that I have, like Husk Hermit, they're basically just here to deal with this shit. The burnout's no longer an issue, is it? You're gonna have it anyway. The other card is Molten Encasement, if you're wondering. This one I'll count because it'll be quick. It's 6 and 31 is 37, so Arcus hits Fade twice, 2 times, like, what was that, 320, 334? Enough. It's a kill. Just enough. Acceptable. Reasonable. I'm not playing Holodolls. I don't think it's very good. I think you can make a case for it because it kills and reforms Fade so she gets health faster, but like, I don't know. I'm gonna hit right. It doesn't matter a whole lot, so I may as well go to the artifact. I'll take Boon. Sure. I'm a little shaken after losing the run to Daedalus. I'm a little worried that I'm gonna end up messing something else up here, but I don't know for sure. Might end up removing this Molten Encasement as well. I just wish it wasn't Diligent Seraph, because I can't really do what I want to do. I guess I put a Purge Stone on Laxton's Spike and then I use it in Seraph's fight. Yeah, Purge Stone lets me basically remove a card without actually having to pay for the remove, or without removing it from the deck until after Seraph. As long as I don't play it. Spikes 5 doesn't make a big difference here. I do think that Awoken has, without a doubt, the best support for Spike's Fade. Funnily enough, the best spikes card, like the best spikes option, is not from Awoken. It's a real shame. I do love playing it with root seeds though. Spikes fade. It's pretty fun. I'm gonna greed the collector here, even if I don't really need to. It's only 5, you're never dying. Don't play wax and spike. How much is this? 10? I think it's worthwhile to restoration detonation here, so that we kill the gilded wing. I should be playing root seeds. I don't know if I've been playing root seeds every time, but I definitely should be. This fight's actually a little scary. This is where we go, thank you Husk Hermit for staying in the run. So there's gonna be some real threats walking up there. And by real threats I mean he's gonna clean up some wing conduits, but you know, those are real. I think it's fine since I rooted like I did. I think it's okay to just let him go. Because I could Vine Grasp the front one and then Restoration Detonation to the second Wilt Wings, but I rooted the heavy, so I don't think it matters that much. Oh, the other thing I can be looking for in these relics is like Sting every turn or Vine Grasp every turn, right? That would also be fine. And then 14 is 24. Indeed. I should play root seeds. Imagine if Root Split Mask gave Ensnare every turn. That'd be pretty nuts. I think I will not disrespect this fight any more than I'm already thinking about disrespecting this fight. And I'm gonna follow the boss and ignore the middleman. I think this boss might actually pose a threat of killing me if I don't do this follow plan. While following, it should be like, I don't die, I hope. It's never gonna kill the multi-strike enemies, so just kill it myself, and then yeah, I was right, but I wasn't right. Oh, I was right. Oh, yeah, because of trample. That's how that works. So we Vine Grasp. Trample does not care about stealth on the first turn. An easy mechanic to forget. Trample will kill through stealth on the, like if it kills a stealth enemy, the rest of the damage still carries through. Something that I often don't think about. I'm gonna go away from removals because removals are going to make me think about trying to remove cards that I can't remove. Gnarled Root, pretty cool. +5 is also good. No backliners are... Vapor Funnel is fine. I was gonna say no backliners are gonna walk up, but I also said that about yesterday's run, and then backliners walked up and Vapor Funnel saved my life. So, I'll give it the respect it's due. Not gonna make any removals here. It's like the whole point of me even coming to the left is that I don't have to make removals. Let's just duplicate a primitive mold. I don't take this money, I'm gonna stay at an even 100. Now, what we learned like a month or two ago is that Cheater's Hand does really well into Diligent Seraph because you get to hold cards over for your next turn. That you want to consume. That's the end of that one. That's the rest of that thought. And we put the Husk Hermit top floor to catch any stragglers, although no, Vapor Funnel. But you get the idea. My energy's a bit of an issue here, actually. I think I'm going to take 6, and I'm just going to get out in front of the problems that we are building here. Let me look at everything here. 11, so she's going to kill 2. If I play her down here, she's also going to kill 2. Okay, I'm gonna put Fade bottom 4. I'm just gonna triple sting. My spikes are very high, and so I shouldn't really worry about getting more spike numbers. Now, on the other hand, big number, very cool. That is correct, yeah. There's another side to this to consider. Did I really think about using Wax and Spike as a consume spell on this fight? Are you sure? That doesn't seem very good. That doesn't seem very good at all. I'm gonna delay the Wilt Wings because he's a problem. 20 damage on the front enemy is too much damage and it makes things much more difficult. So I'm just going to not deal with it. Right now anyway. I was going to just play nothing. But I'm gonna play Root Seeds because I want to Vine Grasp Wilt Wings. Wilt Wings are extremely annoying. You're endless. I can do the draw. I can give up the draw. It's like, I don't really want to be playing this endless unit. I don't want to give up the draw, but I can give up the draw. It's fine. Probably worthwhile, even. Play Curse, Curse, Sting, Sting. The stings are here to be eaten. 14 and 10 is 24. The 15-3 lives. I don't think I want to stop it. I don't think I care about stopping it. This is one of those situations where Cheater's Hand is a little bad because my maximum draw is actually 9 and not 10. Thing kills one of those. Put away the curse because I don't want to have to deal with the curse on this turn. I don't want to take the curse damage, but I need to play a card there that isn't a curse, so you put away the curse and hope for the best. These Vengeful Shards are a real pain, but with a quadruple primitive mold draw, I will bite the bullet here. Should actually just play primitive mold there, I bet. 14-10. As long as Fade dies on this turn, I think everything is okay. Because I do need her to follow Seraph around. Her health bar is not very high. And Seraph does a lot of damage, so I want to walk up with Seraph here. Yeah. It's important. These guys all die. Yeah. Should play Ensnare. Could also, and probably will also, utilize... That would have been bad. I wouldn't do something like that, though. Doesn't matter which one I play. I want to utilize the Molten Encasement here as well, just to give a little assistance. Yeah. And on the Divinity, we will obviously not be able to follow the Divinity around, but I believe on the Divinity, we have more time for spikes to kill him, and he hits me every turn. I believe. Yeah, I played Fade in front first because if she doesn't die, then I can get all these kills for extra spikes, and if she does die, I can play more Encasement. I don't know, man. My health feels a little low on Fade, but like this should work, right? I don't see why this wouldn't win. I don't know what I have to be afraid of, and yet here I am, afraid. Oh, these fuckers are real annoying. These guys are... This wave sucks. How do you feel about putting Train or Husk Hermit bottom 4 here just to snipe these guys? I think that that's actually pretty high value. And Fade can go mid-floor and get a little damage out. For the card draw. I think that makes sense because this unit, this Husk Hermit's not really going to do a whole lot on top 4, I feel. And then Fade kills 2 here? What happens when okay, here's a fun piece of Monster Train trivia for you. What happens when I put little Fade mid-floor? Does the second damage shield slay enemy die. I think he does. He does not die. That's really interesting. Huh. I was pretty sure he was gonna die. That's really interesting. So he gets the damage shield. So he kills her, and then the spikes damage reflects into that. That does not seem right to me. But I'm not monster trained. I'll go ahead and do this. And then I suppose we'll just sting the Divinity. I like it, makes a big difference. Oh, by moving that enemy, I have made it so that my good friend here, the Husk Hermit, is now a liability, indeed. I mean, it doesn't matter, their damage numbers are actually, or their health numbers are meaningless. Little Fade does a trillion. I'll go ahead and put her top 4, right? She dies. It's all good now. Her health is getting past the point of being bad. And if I put her top 4, she has time to kill everything, I believe. Oh yeah. Husk Hermit being in there is a bit of an issue when you think about it like that, don't you? Don't you think? Oh, because he has 2 spikes. Huh. That's funny. This enemy has 2 spikes, so when I put the root seeds on him, the same outcome. Makes no difference. That's alright. Again, my goal here is to just have Fade die every turn, because if Fade dies every turn, she's perpetually increasing her health, which is all that really matters here, is that she's increasing her health bar. Everything else is circumstantial. Or just not that important, you could also say. You could also say it's just not that important. And make sure I'm putting Primitive Mold away. I, for some reason, always try to put away curses. And then I have to go, no, we don't want to put away that curse now, do we? But I want to. But I do want to put that curse away. But I do want to put the curse away. It's so easy to just put the curse away. Everything's much, much easier. Yeah, this guy actually lives. Quite a bit of damage on this turn. It's quite a bit of damage. I should do some counts every now and then, like on this turn, for example. 14, 39, 7 times 2. Like, I should just check every now and then and make sure I don't have lethal on the Divinity. It's pretty close. Like 1400 damage here. This wave does mondo damage to me. I don't know what playing these root seeds will do. Yeah, I thought about it and I was like, this might actually make a different enemy live. And I was correct, but also I don't really care. Burnout 4, my man doesn't die. He can actually help out quite a bit by killing that one enemy. I know I rooted the enemy, but like, just let him kill it. It's fine too. This dude's an Animus of Will top 4, did you see him? This guy's Animus of Will, 7 times 3? That's much scarier on an enemy than it is when it's on me. I gotta tell you. I'm gonna put the stealth here. Keeps my Husk Hermit alive. Keeps the Molten Encasement for an option on my next turn if I need it. Gives us a lot of choices here on how I want this one to finish. Pretty sure I just play bottom 4, it's the simplest answer. That's an X, let's not mess around anymore. Take home the W. Combat has to resolve before the enemies get to walk up, although interestingly, if the Divinity If the Divinity went into Relentless, every enemy on the train would have died anyway because they were all rooted on the top floor. So, multiple angles where that was fine. Double spikes, relic, spikes, fade. Big numbers, but also not like a completely brainless episode, because if I let my brain play in the way that if I just let it autopilot, I end up dying because I try to greed too many spikes. Unable to connect to game servers. What, I get disconnected from my internet during that? Oh, I did. Hold on. I'll reconnect. One sec. There we go. Loading. There it is. Sometimes I just get knocked off of my internet and I have to reconnect every now and then. Very strange. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember, don't press the key binding, it doesn't work right now. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.